There are too many names to be called. Thank you for your continued support. Most importantly, a support that continues to allow me to be myself. I really, really do appreciate it that you have backed me not to be what someone else wants me to be, but to be Carlton Brown. I do appreciate and love you all for that wonderful support that you have given to me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live watch along of the second part of the third T20 internationals between India and Australia. At this stage, I want to welcome Andre to the show. Andre, as you know, is one of our resident analysts, one of our resident commentary person, and he also gives live ball by ball. Hello, Andre. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Yeah, morning, Carlton, and morning to the viewers all over the world.
I'm not hearing you, Andre. I don't know if there's an issue with your microphone. Could you please turn the microphone? Yes, I'm hearing you now.
You hear me now? Okay.
Great, sir.
Okay. Yes, morning to you and morning to all of to the viewers all over the world.
Yeah, so Australia have just lost their third wicket. They are 68 for 3. As you saw on the screen there, India made 222 for 3. It's a third consecutive time in the series that India is passing 200. Whether batting first, setting a total, or batting second, chasing a total, they have passed 200. Australia won the toss and asked India to bat first. And when Suryakumar Yadav was out for 39, one wonder if India was able to get up to the score. But Gaikwad, Ruturaj Gaikwad made a splendid 123 not out. And along with Tilka Verma, who made 31, they carried India to 222 for 3 of their 20 overs. Generally, when someone only takes one wicket in a match, I do not mention it. I do not display their name. But on this occasion, I have to display the name of Berendroff, who took 1 for 12 from his 4 overs. Andre, what is your feedback on the match so far?
India, they have done remarkable well, especially after Australia got rid of Jaiswal and Kishan very, very cheaply. I think India, it shows the depth of India's cricket. It shows the depth of the Indian batting lineup. These guys are pretty talented. Gaikwad, Kishan, Verma, these are pretty talented batsmen, and it shows you how talented they are. And I think that they have done remarkable well to score 222 after the pretty sedate start that they had.
Yes, just looking at the team, we saw where India made one change to their playing 11, bringing in Havish Khan for Mukesh Kumar. On the other hand, Australia made 4 changes. They dropped both openers, that is Smith and Short, and brought in Aaron Hardy, the all-rounder from, I think he's from Perth. Yes, Aaron Hardy is the all-rounder from Perth, and Travis Head, the hero of the ODI World Cup. They were brought back into the team, and we saw where Brenneroff was brought back into the team also, and out go Abbot and the leg spinner Zampa. So those were the 4 changes. Zampa, Abbot, Smith, and Short were the 4 changes, and in come Aaron Hardy, Travis Head, Kane Richardson, and Jason Brenneroff. So those were the first changes for the Australian. Those were the 4 changes for the Australian. it doesn't seem to have made a difference, Andre.
With the exception of Behrendorff, in terms of the bowling I'm looking at, Behrendorff bowled pretty well, and as you rightly mentioned, his figures that those were excellent figures for Behrendorff. Richardson, we know, Richardson is a very good bowler, but apart from Behrendorff, none of the other bowlers were threatening. Travis Head gave them a good start, because we know that Travis Head is, he goes really, really hard and goes quickly. So he gave them a good start himself and Hardy, so I think that was a good change. Travis Head coming in. So it's now going to be seen now. We're going to see how the rest of batting will actually go from here.
They are 77 for 3 after 7.1 over. So they are keeping up with the run rate, but they are losing wicket. And this has been a T20 match, so you cannot write them off as yet, especially that Maxwell is at the crease, and Stonis is at the crease at this time. And you have someone like Tim David and Matt Wade left to come. Can you write off the Australian at this time?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We know how dangerous Maxwell is. And if Maxwell bats for any period of time, he could take Australia very, very close to victory. And Marcus Stonis himself, and the two other batters to come, both David and Wade, are two dangerous batters. So Australia, they're still not out of it. Advantage to India, but Australia still have a chance.
Yes. Just to bring you up to date on the score in the West Indies match, and this morning, West Indies A, they won the toss and asked South Africa to bat. At this stage, the score is 257 for 6. I have 245 here, but this was just before I came on here. So the score before I came on here was that Raymond Thunder had made 50, Keegan Peterson had made 67. There were 2 wickets each for Shamar Joseph, Sinclair, and McAllister. The scores now move up to 257 for 6. So it's still 6 wickets down. So those are still the 3 bowlers, 257 for 6. The West Indies team, they brought in Mansingh and they also brought in Shamar Joseph. Tomorrow, at the end of the second day's play, in the 4-day match, this 4-day match between West Indies A and South Africa A, I'm going to be talking about Shamar Joseph. Don't miss it, because I have a pronunciation to make. I will also be talking about Kevlin Anderson, because doing some research last night, I realized that Kevlin Anderson, he did not need a visa to go to the UK nor to South Africa. So I'm trying to find out what is the real reason why Kevlin Anderson did not go to South Africa. So tomorrow I will be dealing with those 2 things among others, Shamar Joseph and Kevlin Anderson. Andre, 80 for 3 after 7.3 overs. Do they still have a chance?
Oh, yes, they still have a chance. Australia, they never write them off. They never say die. And, as you said, they're keeping up with the run rate. And if these 2 bat for, say, another 5-7 overs, they could well put Australia in a good position, because they know they're going to score quickly, right? So it's just a matter of preserving their wicket. So once they preserve their wicket, they should, put Australia in a good position to win.
Good morning, Merrick. Welcome to the show. And Maxwell just hitting that one over mid-wicket for 6. And it was a lovely shot there by Maxwell, Andre.
Yeah, magnificent shot by Maxwell. It was actually a free hit. And we know that Maxwell, once he gets going, he could spell really danger for the opponent, because once he's in, he just keeps on going. He hits it, he's a 360 degrees player. He hits the ball in those funny areas. He's the one that could take the game from the opponent easily.
Yes, and that shot, that worm there is just showing you, confirming what we have said, that Australia is ahead of the runway. There's a lot of talk about the captaincy of Suryakumar Yadav, Sky they call him, how aggressive and how good he is as a captain. Are the Indians blowing this up out of proportion?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him done some good things, but I won't play too much into it, because for one, I don't think that although they've batted pretty well, Australia they're not playing their strongest team. So I love to see him, against say the strongest opponent, the strongest Australian team, or say the strongest, New Zealand team or stuff like that. But so far he has done well. But I won't want to sing his praise too much at this point in time.
So that's another 4 by Maxwell, hitting it exactly over the keeper head. This is the nature of the game now. They are 90 for 3. But Andre, India could also say that they are not playing their strongest team.
Well, that's a point too. They're not playing their strongest team. But one thing I know though, these Indian players, I think they're quite experienced, and they're experienced. A lot of them have experience playing in IPL. They're more experienced in the conditions also, because they're playing in their own home conditions. So, that's a plus for them. So as much as this is not the A team for India, they are well used to the conditions, and they have done well in their own conditions.
Yes, so that's another 4 there by Maxwell. So after 8 overs, they are 96 for 8. I think 12-8 is 96. Is that the case? 12-8 is 96, right?
That's
right.
So
they're actually scoring at 12 runs and over, while they started out needing 11.11 runs per over to win. So they are clearly ahead of the run rate in every sense.
Yeah, I think it's match on, because Australia, they're not going to want to go down 3-0 in the series. So it's very much match on. So it's going to be very, very exciting right through to the end.
Yes, as I said on the thumbnail, you would have seen the thumbnail, and I said that India would be looking to whitewash Australia. And so it's very important that Australia win this match and kill that talk of whitewash. Axar Patel is going to come into the bowling. Over to you, Andre, with the commentary.
Okay. So it's going to be Axar Patel, a left-arm orthodox spinner from India. He tosses the ball from hand to hand. He's going to come to bowl to Marcus Stoinis. Patel around the wicket, bowl to Stoinis, is on the back foot and playing that one to the man at the deep backward square leg area for an easy single. The score moves on by 1 to 97 for 3. Maxwell takes strike. He's on 26.
So Anthony Evans is saying that this Australian bowling attack is weak.
I wouldn't say weak, but it's not the strongest attack. But I wouldn't classify them as weak though. It's going to be Patel, a ball to Maxwell, and he was trying to cut and he misses that one. The ball goes through to the keeper, and Maxwell remains on 25 from 11 deliveries. Maxwell looking to go after Axar Patel. Patel turns around the wicket, bowls to Maxwell. He's on the back foot and he's just hitting that one to the man at the deep mid wicket area. They go through for an easy single, and that's all they'll be. The score moves on to 98 for 3.
Yeah, 98 for 3. And so you're saying that you do not think this Australian bowling is that necessarily weak?
No, they're not necessarily weak, because they have a lot of players out there who are quite capable. They're good quality bowlers. Patel bowls to Stoinis, is covering that one up back to the bowler, and the bowler feels there's not a run. The score remains on 98 for 3. Maxwell remains on 26, Stoinis on 4.
Yes, 98 for 3. But this is a good over so far by Patel.
Very good over, and there is Stoinis on the back foot playing that one to the man at the short cover area. There's no run. So just 2 runs so far from the over from Axar Patel. It's good going from Axar Patel. He'll be coming to bowl to Stoinis, the final delivery of the 9th over. Here comes Patel to bowl to Stoinis, and he's driving that one to the man at deep cover. They go through for a single. Let us see if they come for the second. That's all there'll be. The score moves on by 1 to 99 for 3. So after over number 9, the Australians are going at exactly 11 runs per over. Over to you, Carlton.
Yes, so Anthony Evans is saying that I never saw the final over, but apparently Maxwell bowled that final over, and apparently it went for a lot of runs. Did you see it?
Yes, it went for 30 runs. The final over. Yeah.
Wow.
Gaikwad took him to totally shredded him. Took him for a few out of the park.
He took him to the cleaners, as they would say.
Took him to the cleaners.
Yes. Okay. So the current run rate is 11 runs per over. So that's not bad from Australia.
Not at all. They're very much above the required run rate. So it's going to be Bishnoi, the leg spinner from India. He bowls pretty tight. Not a big spinner of the ball by any stretch of the imagination. Not a big spinner, but it normally bowls quite good line and length. So it's going to be Bishnoi to Stoinis. Bishnoi over the wickets, bowls to Stoinis, and he's sweeping that. Was trying to sweep that one. Is hitting him outside of the pad, outside the off stump on the pad, and the score remains at 99 for 3.
Just to bring you up to date with the South African score, South Africa being asked to bat by the West Indies are 261 for 6.
So Bishnoi tosses the ball from hand to bowl to Stoinis on his way over the wicket now. Ball to Stoinis, and Stoinis is hitting that one straight to the man at the backward point area, and they can't score. The score remains at 99 for 3. So far, so good from Bishnoi in the 10th over.
Yes, Bishnoi has been effective in getting wicket. We saw in that first match that he got 2 wickets, I think, and went for 54 runs. But the fact that he got the 2 wickets would have made it not so a bad day for him.
Yeah, and there is Stoinis just turning that one away. I think it came off the pad. Yeah, just a single. The score moves on to 100 now. So the Australian 100 comes up. So Australia now needs 123 from 63 balls. They're very much into this one, Carlton.
Yes. Yellow and Christopher Bristol, welcome to the show, man. Glad that you are here. Happy to see you. And he's asking Andre your thoughts on the game. So I'm sure that you are giving him your thoughts.
Oh, yes, indeed. Morning to you, Christopher Bristol. Exciting game here, Christopher. Let us see how this one will go. It is going to be Maxwell that will face to Bishnoi. Bishnoi comes in now. Bowl to Maxwell. Maxwell is cutting that one straight to the man at the deep point area. They just go through for a single. That is all there'll be. The score moves on to 101 for 3. Maxwell moves to 27 runs from 13 deliveries.
Yes. So Christopher Bristol is asking, always wrong about the visa with the management issues with Kevlin Anderson. I'm going to address that in detail tomorrow morning, Christopher Bristol. I'm going to speak about Shamar Older. I said it, not Shamar Older, Shamar Joseph. I said it earlier.
Oh, that was a lovely shot there by Marcus Stoinis. There was Bishnoi's overpitched, and there was Marcus Stoinis coming onto the front foot, driving one through the extra cover area. Brilliant shot for 4 runs.
Yes, he played that shot well. He waited on it and he waited on it and he played it from exactly under his eyes. And he pierced the gap. He just turned his wrist at the last moment and it went down to the cover boundary for 4. Good shot by Stoinis.
Indeed. So it's going to be Bishnoi to complete the 10th over. Here comes Bishnoi coming into bowl to Stoinis, and he's just driving back to the bowler. There's no run, and that's the end of the over. The end of the 10th over. It's 105 for 3. Maxwell is on 27. Stoinis is on 9. Australia needs a further 118 runs from 10 overs.
Yes, and with David and Wade to come and Maxwell and Stoinis looking rather comfortable, we expect then that it could be a very interesting game because these 4 batsmen are no mug with the bat. Neither does Ellis. Ellis can contribute also. So Australia is not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. So Christopher Bristol, please tune in tomorrow morning to hear more about Kevlin Anderson and Shamar Joseph. Go ahead, Andre, with your comments.
Yes. Oh, yeah, indeed. They're very much in. And we know that Australia, more often than not, they have batters who can, handle themselves. Even the likes of Richardson, he can bat somewhat, and as I mentioned, Ellis can bat, so they're very much into this, and I think that it is just about even Steven at this point in time.
Yes, I too believe it is even Stevens as we look at Anthony Evans' comment. Maxwell, Simmet, Zampa, Stoinis, Abbot, and Ingis are returning home for the remainder of the T20 matches. This should be very, very interesting. I noticed that India name a squad for the first 3 matches and then they name another squad for the first 2 matches, but there's no drastic change in the India squad. Only Shreyas Iyer is going to come in to the India squad. However, in the beginning, Australia named a squad for the 5 matches. They later withdrew David Warner and bring in Aaron Hardy. But now, being 2-0 down in the series, they have decided to send for the big guns, it appears so, Andre. Is that so?
Yeah, because they still, I mean, although they want to rest their big name players, but they still don't want to lose, and they still want to prepare for the T20 World Cup come next year. So they're probably hoping that the reserves would have done better than what they have done so far. So Australia, they still have the mentality where they don't like to lose. So they want to try to play as best as possible, close to their best team most times.
So they need 118 runs from 60 deliveries. That is 2 runs less a run a ball. But before they had the drinks break now, they will soon be back. Maxwell is just about retaking his guard. But Andre, I just want to bring this morning Shamar Joseph bowling that over. And look at this dolly. It was an absolute dolly that Tevin Imlach dropped. I just could not believe it. Are you seeing it, Andre? It's on the screen there right now.
Right.
Are you seeing it?
Yes, I am.
Yes, it's an absolute dolly. Look, he doesn't have to move much. It comes at the right height to him. That was Shamar Joseph nicking off the edge of, I think, Zander, something like that, the batsman name. And it went straight to Tevin Imlach at second slip. And as someone who's a keeper and feeling in the slip, everybody was shocked that he dropped that catch. You would have seen that catch, Andre. What you thought about his whole approach to the catch? Was he a little too casual?
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit too casual. I really do believe it. That was a bit casual. But it was such a good over. I think it was a tremendous over by Joseph. Joseph, kept the ball on a string, and it was a superb over, and only for the fielder to drop it. I'm sure the bowler must have been really, really disappointed. But Joseph bowled a remarkable over, that 16th over there. He has done remarkable well. I think this is first class match for the West Indies, I think.
Yes, 109 for 3 now. So they are back. We are back with the game.
Yes, so Axar Patel to Maxwell, and Maxwell drives. So the man at short cover area, and there's no run. The score remains at, yes. Oh, Maxwell thought he probably missed out right there.
Yes.
109 for 3. Maxwell on 31. And here comes Patel around the wicket. Ball to Maxwell. Maxwell is just caressing that one in the man in the cover area. They go through for an easy single. The score moves on to 110 for 3. Maxwell moves on to 32 runs from 16 deliveries.
So at this stage now, and we have said it again now, what does India now need to do to just change it up? Because India really need to get some wickets. If India doesn't get some wickets, Australia is going to win this comfortable.
Yeah, they really need to keep it tight, keep Maxwell on that. And there is Stone is driving that one. It takes the inner half of the bat back to the bowler, and there's no run. I mean, Axar Patel has done well so far, so he just needs to keep it tight, keep on building the pressure. The required run rate is now at 12.11. Axar Patel bowled to Stoinis, who is on the back foot, and has played that one to the man at the long on boundary. They go through for an easy single. It's now 111 for 3 on the Nelson. If Shepherd was alive and he was the umpire, he would have been skipping around.
Yes, but looking at the Australian batting lineup, we said it. I don't think India can win this match by defending this total. They have to bowl out Australia.
They have to bowl him. And there was Maxwell trying to reverse sweep, missed completely. And at the end of the over, just 6 runs coming from the over, a very good over bowled by Axar Patel.
So as I was saying, I do not think that India can win this match just by restricting this powerful Australian batting lineup. So they have to get wicket, and maybe they should bring back Havish Khan right now just to mix it up, because we see, and as I said, that Havish Khan is coming back into the attack.
Yeah, that's a good, very good move by Sky, to get back one of his faster bowlers into the attack, because you don't want Stoinis and Maxwell just to get too comfortable to the spinners, because if they will launch at the spinners, and when they get going, it's very, very difficult to stop them.
Yes, because although they need about 12.5 runs per over to win, one good over like the 30, over like 30 that Maxwell conceded, then it changed the entire dynamics of the game, because it will now go down to 79 that they need to win.
Yes. And I think, I mean, in this day and age of T20 cricket, 12.44 is really not out of reach. You know, once you have good batters, 12.44 runs per over is not out of reach by any stretch of the imagination. So, you know, if all Australia need is one or two good overs, and they're very, very much in the driver's seat.
Yes,
It's
so
gonna be it's gonna be Avish Khan to bowl the 12th over. He will bowl into Marcus Stoinis. He's on 10 from 14 deliveries. I think Sky is still setting his field. There is a man at the backward square leg boundary.
While Sky is setting his field, the up-to-date score that I have here is 266 for 6. So the West Indies have been unable to make any further breakthrough so far.
Yes, so Avish Khan bowls, and there was Stoinis just covering up, plays to the man at the short mid-wicket area. There's no run.
The Australian batsmen are not just going to allow, as we look at the field here, as it comes off the screen. The Australian batsmen are not just going to allow our Avish Khan to just run in and just bowl as he feels. They are going to go at him.
Yes, and they have no choice. They have actually no choice. So deep square leg, there's a fine leg, a deep square leg, a deep third man. And there was Stoinis driving it one to the man at the deep mid-off area. They go through for risky single. But the score moves on by 1 to 112 for 3.
I think you would have been out if that one was it, because the fielder got a favorable bounce.
Yes.
You know, he came around to his right and he got a favorable bounce, and he should have probably done better.
Yeah, I think Maxwell was quite casual in his running just now. You know, there was Maxwell just being casual. Yeah, it would have been a goner. He would have been out by far.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
What was Maxwell thinking?
So it's the end of the day's play in the West Indies match. So having won the toss and asked South Africa to bat, South Africa are 266 for 6 at the end of the day's play after 85 overs. Well done, West Indies, getting 6 wickets for less than 300 runs. Hope tomorrow morning they can come and mop up the tail.
Yeah, I do hope so too. And it's 100, and the score moves on to 113 for 3. And there was Maxwell sitting at one to the man at the long on boundary for an easy single. Yes, and we have to give West Indies credit, you know. Even in the last, I think we have improved somewhat on the tour in the African continent. I think we have done in the last, you know, this series and the last tour, we have looked really, really well touring South Africa. We have really improved in that aspect, playing in South Africa.
And Bobby, I've said that the West Indies academy bowling have improved. Do you think it has improved 113 for 3?
The academy bowling?
Yes.
Well, I don't know much about. Well, I've seen. I don't know. I've not seen any other match in terms of playing the 4-day match last that ended short. I mean, recently. So I don't know much about the bowling in terms of, because the quality of the Irish, I don't know much about the quality of the Irish batters, to be honest. Right? But there's one particular player though. Is it what's his name? Isaiah Thorne? Is it that's his name? Thorne?
Yes, he's a member of the under-19 team. He went to Sri Lanka, and more than likely he will be going to the World Cup. He bowled with some pace yesterday.
Yeah, I've seen him before, and I know that he's a bowler. He's a very tall bowler. He's quick. You know, he bowls really good line and length. He's a bowler with good potential.
So after 12 over, Australia 118 for 3, and so they got 7 out of that over, and India would be comfortable with that. India won't worry about going for 7 runs out of the over. No way, Andre.
Not at all, and they only got 1 boundary from the over. So it's a very, very well bowled over by Avish Khan. You know, he has come back and has kept it fairly tight. You know, so the pressure is really building on the Australians now.
Yes. And that was a lovely shot through the offside that brought up the boundary. I was so here is the total. Here is the final the close of day's play in the West Indies A match versus South Africa A. And so South Africa made 266 for 6 at the close of the day's play of 85 overs. Renard Van Thunder made 50. Keegan Peterson, he made 67. Shamar Joseph, he got 2 for 39. Kevin Sinclair, 2 for 54. And Jerry McAllister, 2 for 64. So those were the West Indies wicket takers on the first day's play of the 4-day unofficial test match between West Indies A and South Africa A. We'll speak up more about that tomorrow at the end of the second day's play. And as I said, we're talking about Shamar Joseph and Kevlan Anderson so-called visa issue. Back over to you, Andre.
Patel will start. It's actually, he has bowled 2.1 overs thus far. Australia is on 119 for 3. Patel around the wicket, bowled to Maxwell, and Maxwell is hitting that one over long on era for magnificent 6. And there was Axar Patel just bowling, just fighting that one some more. And then there was Maxwell hitting that one over long on era for magnificent 6. Well played by Maxwell.
You could say there that Axar Patel was lured into a false sense of security. But the Australian batsmen are going to come at them. They are not going to allow them to just bowl,
yes,
bowl and bowl.
I think it's going to come hard at him in this particular over. Here's Axar Patel, bowl to Maxwell, and is driving that one to the man at the cover area. There's no run. Score means at 125 for 3. Maxwell, he smells blood right here. I think he's going to go. Patel around the wicket, bowl to Maxwell, and Maxwell is hitting that one, pulling that one viciously in between the man at mid-wicket area. Oh, that's a lovely stuff. Really great feeling there from Bishnoi, and restricting the batsman to 2 runs. Lovely, really great feeling there by Bishnoi.
Yes, it was Bishnoi and Tilma Verma combining together to just deny the boundary there.
Yes. Really good teamwork. And the crowd appreciates it. Yeah, his teammates appreciate that. Axar Patel.
Mr. Bailey, we are seeing you coming to your shortly, sir.
Around the wicket, bowl to Maxwell, and is on the back foot and cracking that one to the man at the deep point area. A single is all they'll get. And Maxwell, he moves on to, I think that's 39. Let me see. And the partnership goes to 60 runs from 41 deliveries.
Yes, Andre, at this time, at the end of the 13 over, Australia 128 for 4. Andre, at this time, I'm joined by Mr. Kirkland Bailey. I think he's from Excelsior High School, sir.
Oh, yes, he's gone. Yes. Sorry, there. And they get to the bit. There goes Stoinis. Caught at covers, trying to cut that one. And Stoinis goes for 17 from 21 balls. And Australia, 128 for 4.
Yes, so although Stoinis is out, I'm going to speak to Mr. Bailey for a few minutes, Andre, and then we'll come back to you. So, Mr. Bailey, good morning, son. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. You are the coach of the Excelsior High School cricket team?
Yes, I am the coach of the high school cricket
team.
Okay,
sir. You are presently in Tampa, Florida to participate in a youth cricket tournament. How do you think this will be beneficial to your school?
Well, it will offer my boys an opportunity to showcase themselves in a different environment. I have over the years had some talented boys go through the program, and they normally matriculate academically as well, and would probably want to have themselves in university in different spaces, and it's an opportunity for them to showcase what they can do and hopefully garner some interest and be drafted into stuff like those in the very near future.
Okay, sir. Being able to go to the USA and play in cricket matches for these boys, How are they, their parents, and their relatives and friends reacting to this opportunity?
Well, everybody was excited from the moment we brought up the whole idea of getting these boys here. They know the benefits that can come from it, both on and off the field, and they just wanted the young men to come and represent themselves well with pride and dignity and continue to market themselves on the Excelsior Cricket Program and as we continue to grow and spread our wings in all different areas.
Okay, so this tournament will be for 3 days over the weekend.
Yes, it starts on Friday and culminates with the final on Sunday afternoon.
Okay, so you are one of 2 Jamaican schools that are there.
Yes, I'm Taki High from St. Mary's at a Jamaican school because I'm from urban Jamaica. I'm from Kingston.
Okay, all right. Now we know that this is a very expensive venture, and we saw in this yesterday in the Star, or I think the day before, I don't quite remember. Tell us about, sir, and call the relevant names that you need to call of how was it able for Excelsior High School to fund this trip to Florida.
Honestly, the greatest contribution came from one of our most renowned, the past students cricketer, Christopher Gale, through the Christopher Gale Foundation, in contributing the entire accommodation fee of approximately $1.25 million. That really was the integral cog in the wheel to get us to Florida. The school continues to make its contribution, and past students have done their bit throughout the whole stage as well. So while Mr. Gale has given the bulk of the contribution, I must say other persons have held their hand up as well and are continuing to support us even while we have been here.
Okay, that sounds very good. You are a pioneer in this tournament. It's the first year of it. How do you think history will look at this first staging of this tournament?
Well, as with anything, the first staging, you should get better from it. So it's a teething process, and we are getting better. And the organizers are excited that the Jamaican teams are here. This will start a trend where quite a few teams will make the trip in the very near future because Excelsior and Taki High aren't the only 2 prominent cricket schools currently in Jamaica. You have St. Andrew Technical, St. Elizabeth Technical, Manchester High, Mayday High, Wilmot's Boys. All these schools will, in the very near future, want to make use of the opportunity and give their youngsters the chance to market themselves across this side of the world.
Yes, we saw where there's a big effort to get cricket into universities in the United States. Do you see in the very near future we will have the same spin-off effect that our track and field program has with students from Jamaica getting scholarships to go to these universities?
Yes, I believe once this tournament becomes a fixture, then it will benefit the youngsters in that same night, just as we see the pen relays and other events being held here. It is used to really pick the youngsters from or to pick the better players from to give them certain opportunities. The American college system is being really pushed to recognize cricket based on what I see, and it would create a lot of opportunities for persons who are not necessarily in America but near enough and have a culture of playing cricket. That is ideal for most of the boys in the Caribbean and especially Jamaica. In my time traveling throughout America, I've been up New York side, I've been in Atlanta, and I see where the players who come from Jamaica really form the backbone of a lot of the teams, and that will be where they'll be looking to find youngsters with the requisite talent to come and help these universities right now. And I think the Jamaican setup has enough talent here to benefit from that opportunity when it arises.
Okay. It seems like you're getting a call there, Mr. Kirkland. You want to hang up the call as we're going to ask you just one more question. So, Andre there, so we lost Mr. Kirkland there. Seems like he was getting a call. I just had one more question to ask him. So, he is the coach of the Excelsior High School team. And while we were away, David came and went. Andre, please tell us about the David dismissal.
Yeah, I think it was a very soft dismissal and just pushing the one to the man at short cover, so it was quite a soft dismissal on the part of David.
Yes, indeed. And at this stage, clearly that India is now in the ascendancy because they cannot afford to lose any more wicket at this stage, Andre.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, it's up to these two batters now to take Australia, to take Australia close to victory if they can. But it's gonna be very, very difficult for them. So 87 needed from 37 balls. Bishnoi bowled to Wade, and Wade just leaves that one outside the off stump. And that's the end of the over from Bishnoi. That is the end of his spell. Bishnoi 4 overs for 32 runs, having taken 2 wickets. Well done by Bishnoi.
Are you surprised that Wade leave that delivery just now?
Well, not really. I think he's probably, he's trying to get his eyes in, So yeah, I think that he's not yet in. So not quite surprised that you leave that one alone.
Yes. So it was really with 87 to get from 36 deliveries. They really need 2 big overs. Mr. Kirkland is back with us, Andre. Do you have any question for Mr. Kirkland, Andre?
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Kirkland. How many of your team members are returning from last year?
Well, I've lost only 2 players out of the entire squad that I have last year. All my major players are back, which includes 4 Jamaican representatives and one that is currently in the West Indies under-19 setup as well.
Who are those 4 players, sir, and who is that one in the under-19 setup?
Tamari.
That's very good. That's very good. So that means you should be very much up there for the titles this year.
Well, that's the plan, We always plan to do well. It might not happen all the while, but while the youngsters do well academically, we also plan to do well on the field of play consistently. So even when the team is rebuilding, we would like to compete, and compete we plan to do this year.
Okay.
But the players that are there are Marcus Scott, who's an under-15, under-17 representative. Michael Clark was a leading wicket taker in the Caribbean 50 over tournament for the youngsters. Tamara Wedodu came second in the Caribbean tournament wickets. He was edged up by another Excelsior player, and he's also the West Indies leg spinner in the current under-19 squad. And I have David Dewar, who is my under-17 batter. So those are the 4 premier players right now, having the youngsters coming through as well. But we plan to do well based on what we have and how we normally prepare our boys.
Okay, so this year's urban schoolboy cricket season, what's the urban competition called now, Mr. Kirkland?
It's called the Grey Shield.
Okay, so in this year Grey Shield, I think you were the beaten finalist last year?
No, we lost in the semifinals to the eventual winner. What we went to the finals of the All-Ireland T20 competition.
Right.
That was it.
So you are looking to win all those tournaments this year, including this one in Tampa?
Well, honestly, this one in Tampa has a question sign on it. We are still in early season, even though we're preparing for the tournament. And it's also the first occasion that quite a few of my boys will be playing on these type of surfaces. Because remember, it's not a natural turf. But if we can make the adjustment fast enough, because I'll be playing a practice game tomorrow to try to aid that process, we'll be competitive in the tournament. And once we are competitive, it can come right home.
Yeah, the matches are being played in Tampa, but we know that in Lauderhill, the Borovec County Cricket Stadium at Lauderhill is really the home of cricket in the USA and in Florida. Are you a little disappointed that you're not playing at Lauderhill and playing in Tampa instead?
Not really. It's the program the tournament is in its embryonic stages. As it grows, then we'll be privileged to access better areas, and people will value it more. So it's just the first stage, the teething process, as I said, and we're just happy to be here and given the opportunity to showcase ourselves while growing the sport of cricket in the US and showing that there are in fact a lot of talent at this level in Jamaica and the Caribbean. So schools across the region in America can look towards us for university talent.
Mr. Bailey, I want to thank you. Any final words, sir? And I must remind you that to the best of my knowledge, the matches will be shown live here on the Cricket Forum. Any final word, Mr. Bailey? So, Andre, there goes Mr. Bailey. I think that's it for Mr. Bailey for the day. So,
is he there? Oh, he left?
Yes, Mr. Bailey has left. Over to you, Andre.
Yeah, so it's now 145 for 5. It's Maxwell is on 56. It's a well-compiled half century for Glenn Maxwell. And Australia need a further 78 runs from, I think, 30 deliveries. Yeah, so, I mean, once Maxwell is
making is that they now needing roughly 78 runs from 30 deliveries. They need at least 2 big overs. 1 big over won't do it from here, Andre.
No, not at all. At least 2 big overs. At least 2 overs where they probably get at least 20 runs each, right? And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. Because you know that Harshdeep Singh was another over to go. Harshdeep Singh is a good depth bowler. He bowls some really good Yorkers at the depth, so it's going to be pretty challenging for the Australian batters.
Thank you very much. Mr. Casanova, I'm expecting your friend, the principal of Taki, to join me shortly. So I know you will have a number of questions for him, Mr. Casanova. So hang on for that. I really expecting him to be joining us very shortly. 145 for 5, Andre. Over number 15 have been completed. 78 needed from 30 deliveries. Go ahead.
Yes, so it's still advantage to India, but Australia, as long as Maxwell and Wade they're there, they still have a chance. So we have to see how well they go in the next couple overs. It's going to be Avish Khan to continue. It's Maxwell that will take strike. So Avish Khan to bowl to Maxwell. Maxwell settles. Avish Khan passes umpire just about now. Bowl to Maxwell. And Maxwell is flicking that one nonchalantly into the back square leg. Oh, that's a magnificent shot for 6. Backward square area for 6 runs. Lovely shot there by Glenn Maxwell. And that was done so, nonchalantly by Maxwell for 6.
He hit that one in the top tier. It's not in the second tier. And India just need to bowl a little wider to Maxwell. They cannot bowl close to him, else he's going to finish this match.
Exactly. Those are always meat and drink for Maxwell. He loves it right there. And he times the ball really, really, really sweetly. So Maxwell, he moves to 62. Australia need a further 72 runs from 29 balls. Here comes Avish Khan. He's on his way to bowl to Maxwell. Pass umpire, both Maxwell, and Maxwell is trying to reverse sweep that one. He misses out completely, and the ball goes through to the keeper, and there's no run. 151 for 5.
And that's where you need to bowl to Maxwell. Outside the half stump, he's going to connect with some, but if you bowl close to him, he's going to connect with more. So you just need to keep that line outside the half stump to Maxwell. Because close to him, as I said, is going to travel.
Yes, and travel by some distance.
And he's looking to get a change of footwear here, or probably something wrong with his pegs. He probably using rubbers and he needs pegs or a pegs. He's making some running repair there.
Yes,
probably adding a pegs.
So we're gonna see if will we have some Maxwell heroics, or will it be India who will prevail?
What happened there? Because there's so much Drew on the field, he's not getting any grip from his pegs. So they just need to clean out the dirt from between his pegs. So they are doing it very quickly there. So I understand that, because you really need to have the grip. So anything to move the game of cricket forward, I'm always for it. But in this case, I can understand that.
Yes, indeed. And although Maxwell is dangerous, let us not forget about Wade. Wade is a very, very dangerous batter himself. And let us not forget what Wade did to Pakistan. I think it's a 2021 T20 semi-final. It took them apart. Pakistan was in the driver's seat and he took them apart and he won that match for Australia.
It will be in the semi-final because it was Australia and Pakistan who played the final. So it was probably in the final. The 2021 T20 World Cup was an Australia-Pakistan final.
Australia. So I know it was against Pakistan though.
Probably in the earlier rounds then.
Yeah, probably in the earlier rounds when he yes. 2021. That was the 2021 Australia versus Pakistan finals.
Yes.
Okay. So Avish Khan to bowl to Maxwell and he misses that one. Outside the house, misses that one. It goes through to the keeper. The score remains at 151 for 5. Australia 72 needed from 27 balls.
And that's the point I'm making. Bowl it wide to him out there. He's going to miss more than he connects.
Exactly.
If you bowl it close to him, he connects more than he misses.
And here comes Avish Khan. He's going to be bowling to Maxwell on 62 ball. And Maxwell is a full toss where he's just hitting that one to the man at the deep mid-wicket area. They come through for 2 runs. So Maxwell moves on to 64. The score moves on to 153 for 5. Australia needs a further 70 runs from 26 balls.
Yes, so that's more than 2 runs over because 26 and 26 is 52. So they need almost 3 runs and over to win from here now.
Yes. Almost there, more than 30 runs per over to win from here. Avish Khan to bowl to Maxwell. In bowl to Maxwell, and Maxwell is driving that one. Magnificently played by, oh yes, magnificently done for 4. And there was Maxwell coming onto the front foot, crashing that one through the cover area into the cover boundary for 4. Lovely shot.
Yes, another lovely shot there. So it is going down. It's almost 3 runs per delivery, but it's not quite there yet. So they have to be scoring boundaries after boundaries now.
Indeed.
So 12 out of this over so far, not bad, but they probably need to get 18. So probably this ball need to go for a 6.
Yes, they need at least another boundary from this ball. It's going to be Avish Khan. He's going to bowl his final delivery of this match. Here comes Avish Khan on his way, and there's Maxwell just stopping him. I think he's distracted a bit. I think the field is still being set. Maxwell is on 68. So there's a long off. There is a man at a deep mid-wicket area, a long on. Maxwell settles. Avish Khan is coming in, passes umpire now, bowl to Maxwell, and Maxwell is driving that one. And there's the man at the deep cover area. He just comes around, picks up, and there's a single is all there be. The score moves on by 1 to 158 for 5. At the end of over number 16, Australia needs a further 65 runs on 24 balls.
Yes, 65 runs from 24 balls. 3 times 24 is 72. So that it's just 7 runs less 3 runs per delivery. So they are really, really up against it. Andre, very interesting that Mr. Kirkland Bailey said that Chris Gayle spent almost $10,000 to get the team accommodation in Florida. What are your thoughts on such benevolence on the part of Christopher Henry Gayle?
That is superb from Christopher, and it shows that he's a man that is always willing to give back to the youth. And to be fair to Chris, he remember that Chris had an academy, and I actually did in the early years of the academy. I also did some work for Christopher, in which I taught some of the youngsters mathematics. So I know that Christopher always have the youngsters' interest at heart, and this is the type of thing that he has always wanted for youngsters to get exposure overseas. Right, so it's actually no surprise right there seeing Christopher contributing in a very, very big way to his alma mater.
Yes, very good, very impressive indeed by Christopher Henry Gayle, and we really love those things, and we hope more of those things can happen in the Caribbean. But Maxwell is on 75 from 36 deliveries.
Oh, yes, and there was Maxwell just flicking that one from Avish Khan into the backward square leg boundary for 6 lovely runs. Magnificent shot.
Arshdeep Singh is the bowler.
Yeah, Arshdeep Singh, sorry. So Arshdeep Singh in his final over. Australia very much still in this one. Just need a further 59 runs from 23 balls. And as long as Maxwell is out there, Australia have a chance. So Maxwell is on 75. Australia 164 for 5. Arshdeep Singh 1 for 34 from 3.1 overs. And here comes Arshdeep Singh. He's going to come in over the wicket to bowl to Maxwell and bowl to Maxwell. And Maxwell is, he's flicking that one over the mid-wicket area for 6. Magnificently done by Glenn Maxwell. So 6 more runs from Maxwell. The score moves on to 170 for 5. Australia needs a further 53 from 22 balls. Carlton.
Yeah, yes, Andre. The point I keep on making there is that once you bowl close to Maxwell, you are going to have to bowl outside the off stump to him. I've said it on a number of occasions. He's hardly going to miss if you bowl close to him. He will connect some of them if you bowl outside the off stump. But when you bowl close to him, he's going to hit all of them away. Yeah, and that's what again to Arshdeep Singh, just bowling too close to Maxwell.
Yes. And there is Maxwell. The ball is pitching outside the off stump. He comes up to the front foot and drives that one to the man at long off area. A single is all they'll get. So the score moves on to 171 for 5. Maxwell is on 82. So
that's exactly the point that I'm making. Outside the off stump, a single.
Yes, and there is Mr. Casanova saying that got to get 25 off this bowler. Yeah. So Wade will face up to Arshdeep. Arshdeep in his final over. 3 more balls to go. And here comes Arshdeep to bowl to Matthew Wade. Over the wicket, bowl to Wade, and Wade is just flicking that one to the man at the deep long on area. A single is all they'll get. The score moves on to 172 for 5, and Maxwell is back on strike.
Yes. Yes, so Maxwell is back on strike for this final delivery. So, no, 2 to come in the over. 14 so far out of the over. Another boundary or another 6, another out of the over. And this game would switch.
Oh, yes, yes. If Maxwell could hit 2 more boundaries, I think the momentum will actually be back into the Australians.
Yes, that is so true. Let me just read this comment before that ball is delivered. Did you watch TVJ Sports last night with Jamie Merchant speaking out on how biased the coach and leadership of Scorpion is by picking players that didn't perform well but get picked by Scorpion? So continue the commentary. I'll just address this comment at the end of the over.
Right, and there was Maxwell on the back foot on us, playing that one to the man at the deep cover area just for a single, so Australia now needs a further 50 runs from 19 deliveries. 1 ball to come from over number 17.
Yeah, I say it, and I probably have said it about 10 times already. Outside off stump to Maxwell. Let him hit you from there. Yes. I'm not saying he's not going
to bowl to Wade, and Wade is flicking that one. Oh, that's a lovely shot to the man at the deep fine leg area. They go through for a single. That is all there'll be. So Australia needs a further 49 runs from 18 deliveries. Yeah, it's getting pretty interesting here.
318 is 56. When it comes to this stage, Andre, if you look at it, if they get a big over right now, like say 20, they only need 29 from 12.
And that is very gettable.
And that is very gettable. But you have to bowl wide to Maxwell. Have to. Outside off stump, let him win the game from there. I'm tired to say. No, I never get to watch that interview, Mr. Casanova. I was to go to Montego Bay last night at the airport to pick up someone. And so I never got a chance to watch the interview. But I was fully aware that Jamie Merchant have not been happy with his exclusion from the Jamaican Scorpion team. I'll continue after the over. Go ahead, Andre.
Yes, so it's going to be over number 18 to be bowled. Let me see who will bowl over number 18. It is going to be Pradesh. Yes. He's coming into ball to Wade. Here over the ball to Wade, and Wade is driving that one. Takes it outside edge, goes to the man at the deep third man area for a single.
It's going to be very interesting now, this next delivery from Pradesh Krishnan to Matthew Wade. So I was aware that Jamie Merchant was having these issues. And I've reached out to Jamie Merchant and I've said, Jamie Merchant, would you want to come on the cricket forum to express your views? And Jamie Merchant did not answer. But it's good that he have expressed himself as Krishnan bowls to Matthews.
Yes. Okay, Krishna's going to come now to bowl to Maxwell. He's coming in past umpire, bowl to Maxwell, a slower delivery, and there's Maxwell just flicking that one to the man at between long on and deep middle wicket here. They come through for 2 runs. The score moves on to 177 for 5. Australia needing a further 46 runs from 16 deliveries. So it's pretty interesting here now, Carlton. You know, if Maxwell can see this over, get a few more boundaries, it's going to be very, very interesting, very exciting finish.
It reached the stage now, Andre, where it's boundary because 315 is 45. So they need more than 3 runs per delivery to win.
Right.
And somehow it's just
ball to Max. Oh, and he misses that one. And there was the Maxwell trying to hit the cover of that one, misses completely. And that's a golden delivery there for Pradesh Khan. It's a very, very, very well done by Pradesh Khan. So Australia now needing 46 runs from 15 deliveries, getting mightily difficult right now. That was a good delivery outside off stump.
Where was that delivery a while ago, Andre?
A good light delivery outside off stump. Keep it there.
Am I a genius or what?
Just keep it right there.
Yes.
And here comes Pradesh Khan into ball to Maxwell. A slower delivery. And it times out. He didn't time it quickly. Oh, that's falling short to the man at the long off boundary. And a single is all they'll get. It's really good bowling here from Pradesh Khan right here. Really, really good bowling. Mixing up the length, mixing up the variation. That was a slow delivery once more.
And again, it was outside the half stump.
Yep. Slower delivery outside half stump. And Maxwell didn't get any time in at all.
And I'm not here saying that he's not going to connect one of them or connect a few of them, but that is your safest place to bowl. Every dot ball now means that Australia have to hit boundaries.
Right. Pradesh Krishna. Ball to Wade and it's dropped. It's dropped there. There was a brilliant effort from Sky. And there was Wade driving one to the man off the left of the cover area, and he made a dive and he dropped it. Really great effort.
I don't think he was to dive, Andre. I think he could have catched that without diving, and I think he went for the camera there. But look at it. It was close enough to him for him to catch it. It was a dolly. Well, it wasn't naturally.
Yeah,
it wasn't
he didn't
really
have to dive,
dolly.
actually.
It wasn't really a dolly, but he didn't have to dive.
Yeah, he had enough time to get himself himself in a better position right there.
Sorry, Mr. Casanova, to be ignoring you. He needs 2 more 6s in this over with a 4.
Oh, that's a wide. A very short delivery. This square leg umpire singing as a wide delivery. So you will have to rebowl that one. It's 180 for 5. A further 43 runs needed from 13 balls. So far, a very good over from the bowler. Pradesh Krishna bowling a very good over right here. Just 6 runs coming from the over thus far, with a delivery to go.
He must bowl outside the half stump. Let him hit him for 6 from there.
And here comes Krishna to bowl the final delivery of the 18th over to Maxwell. And Maxwell is outside the half stump, trying to be smart. He's begging, pleading for the umpire to call it for a wide. It did look a little bit wide, and Maxwell is fuming. He's fuming right there.
He moved across before the bowler delivered. So he can make as much noise as he wants. He wants to be able to move across. And
I think that was a little bit wide. I think that was a little bit outside the mark. It was a little bit wide.
It was outside the mark, Andre, but he moved across before the bowler delivered. So as he moved across, the mark also moved with him. The mark is not stationary if he moves across, The mark moves with him. So in my opinion, it wasn't wide. It was a brilliant call from the umpire, Juna Breaker Benjamin. How are you? Us, India should have picked these youngsters. Maybe they should have. Oh, Mr. Casanova. Mr. Casanova, it was well wide, but the point I'm making, Mr. Casanova, if Maxwell moves across, the line also moves across. But the next over will be very, very interesting because I think
it's going to be Akshar Patel, and Akshar Patel is going to bowl to the left-hander Wade. No, this is interesting. So he's going to bowl the ball. The ball will be coming into Wade. So let us see how Wade goes. Around the wicket, bowl to Wade, and Wade is down and driving that one to the man at the long off area. Oh, into the long off area for 4. And there was Wade driving that one between cover and long off area. 4 runs, 32 needed from 11 balls.
Yes, Juna Benjamin, we are great, man, and glad to see you. Thank you for your support. I must say it again. I want to thank all of you for your support. And more importantly, thank you for supporting me to be the person that I am and not what some persons want me to be. So I really appreciate your support.
So it's a long off, long on, deep mid-wicket area and deep backward square leg area. Akshar Patel come to bowl to Wade, and Wade is hitting that one. It's going to be... he stopped. Stop at the backward square leg area. They come back for 2 runs. So 37 runs needed from 10 deliveries. And this is over. They need at least 20-25 runs from this over.
Yes, and
Wade will have to continue to go. Wade need at least another 3 or at least 3 more boundaries from this over.
So they need what now? 37 from 10 deliveries. That's almost 4 runs and over.
There was Wade driving that one over the cover fielder for 4. There was Akshar Patel pitching that one outside off stump, and Wade went through the shot over the man at the cover area into the boundary for 4 runs. So 33 more runs needed from 9 balls.
Very interesting match we are having here. Very, very interesting match we are having here.
Yep.
Match Wade. Somehow Akshar Patel need to bowl a made ball or 2, and he cannot afford to bowl any no ball, any wide or anything. He has to really come good here now.
Oh, there he is, dragging the batsman wide, and there was Akshar Patel bowling that one quicker outside the off stump, wide signal. So
I think he's out. I think he's been stumped.
No, probably. I think he got his foot back in. I don't think there's no appeal. They're waiting on
decision. I think
he's
out.
Let us see what happens right here. Decision pending. So the third umpire having a look at this one. The Indians don't look all that excited at all.
It wasn't even wide, And the umpire signaled wide. So, Mr. Casanova, if you thought that one was wide, then this one then makes up back for it. But it wasn't even wide.
No inside edge, so I guess they're going to look at something. The ball clearly missed the bat. Let us see. His foot is out at this point in time. Let's see if he got his foot back in time. Oh, just back in the nick of time. He's safe.
Very tight call there. Very, very tight call there. Yes, he's safe. Juna Benjamin is saying that on the forum host, is it true that crime preventing Sabina Park from getting games? Well, to be honest, Breaker Benjamin, one of the legend, one of the original member of this community. It is likely, but I have not heard about it. I don't know if you have heard anything like that, but I have not heard about it.
What? Are they signaling no ball right there? Did I see a no ball being signaled? Yes, it's a no ball. It's a no ball. So it's a free hit. I don't know what happened right there. It's actually a no ball. So it's going to be actually ball to Wade, and Wade is hitting that one over long on area for 6 into the stands. And there was Wade hitting that one, the free hit into the long on boundary for 6.
Okay, I think why it was a no ball, and probably someone in the chat listening to the commentary or done this commentary, is that the keeper gloves was in front of the stump. That's why it was a no ball. He collected the ball before it passed the stump.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, because
I was wondering what happened.
In my opinion, Maxwell never got back. And all the replays that I saw, at no time was Maxwell foot behind the line.
But because ball to Wade, and Wade is hitting that one to the man at the long on boundary. A single is all they'll get. So a further 25 runs is needed from 7 balls. So this ball will have to go.
While you can out-stump off a wide ball, you cannot out-stump off a no ball. And so the reason there just now is that because Christian Gloves was in front of the stump, and he did it in the Caribbean also. So Christian need to stop that foolishness, because I think he missed a golden opportunity to stump Matthew Wade just now, and instead it turned out to be a no ball, and the free hit went for 6.
Yeah, so and there was Maxwell trying to reverse sweep that one. It's 4 byes. So it's going to be 21 runs needed from the last over. It's going to be interesting.
Australia 21 needed from 6. Yes, it's either Patel get a wicket or I'll be going for plenty. Well, he did went for quite a few, but 21 still needed. Breaker Benjamin is saying, hearing no games in the Oval for true T20 World Cup next year, all games in Lara Stadium. Wow, but you're in Trinidad, Breaker Benjamin, so you'll hear more than me. You know, and this is one of the great things about this community. It's such a wide base of knowledge, and we can always teach each other, because you're saying 2 things now that I've not heard about. The one at Savannah Park, and that no game will be played at Queen's Park Oval in the World Cup, but all at the Brian Lara Cricket Stadium.
Yes, so, I heard about the latter one, because I read about it that they said the ICC says it's going to be expensive to transport the camera between the two venues. So they're going to use the Brian Lara Stadium. Okay. It's too tedious for them and expensive.
That was tight. Would you call it a wide? Okay, Mr. Casanova. No, I have not heard that any update like that. I'm checking. Go ahead with the commentary, Andre. I'm just going to check my email to see if I get any from... So, go ahead, Andre.
Yes, so it's going to be Krishna now. It's going to bowl the final over of the match. Australia need 21 runs from 6 deliveries. Matthew Wade will face Krishna. So it's going to be Matthew Wade. He settles. And here comes Krishna on the way. Passes umpire, bowl to Wade. And Wade is hitting that one. Is over the backward point area into the fence now for 4. And there was Pradesh Krishna pushing that one short. Matthew Wade on the back foot and pulling that one into the backward square leg area for 4. So 17 runs needed from 5 deliveries. That was a slower ball. It was short. And Matthew Wade went on the back foot and pulled that one into the backward square leg area for 4.
So I'm just here checking, just before that delivery ball, I'm here checking in the ICC media zone. This is where ICC make release to media. And ICC will not announce something like that without putting the information in the media zone. Now earlier this year, we heard...
I think that question was posed.
Just a minute, Andre.
Yes.
Just a minute. Earlier this year, we hear Sealy from Barbados. I think Sealy is the president of the Barbados.
The Wade faces to Krishna is driving that one. A single is all they get on the bounce to the man at the deep cover area. So just a single. A further 16 runs is needed from 4 deliveries. It's now over to you, Mr. Maxwell.
We heard earlier this year, we are seeing it from Barbados, the president of the Barbados Cricket Board saying that the final of the World Cup will be hosted at Kensington Oval, when nothing went like that. Because ICC, to the best of my knowledge, have not released the schedule for the World Cup as yet. So when someone is going to say, Breaker Benjamin, I know you would have heard the rumor. I am not going to repeat those rumors on this forum. When
what I read though, I think it's quite because they had a meeting. They had some I think some ceremony at the Queen's Park Oval with the West Indies Cricket Board. So they asked the particular question. I think that is what they addressed it, and that was said.
I read part of the
Krishna ball to Maxwell, and Maxwell is hitting that one over the covered area, over the man on the cover boundary for 6 glorious runs. And there was Krishna outside the half stump, and Maxwell just drove that one elegantly over the man on the cover boundary for 6 magnificent runs. So 10 runs needed from 3 balls.
You see, on this forum, one of the things is that anybody can say anything, because most of the time when you say something like that, you have a 50% chance of getting it wrong or right. So it's 1 out of 2. So until I see the schedule for the World Cup, until I hear from someone like the president of Cricket West Indies directly, or CWI release it, I am not going to say that on this show. Because I've just checked the ICC media zone, and these things are not secret. These things are not released to one individual.
That's 4 more runs by Maxwell, and there was Krishna pitching that one outside our stump. Maxwell's driving that one to the deep backward point area into the boundary for 4. So 6 more runs needed for victory for the Australians. Maxwell moves to 96, and Australia look to be in charge right now. The Australians, they're firmly in control of this game. All the momentum is now with Maxwell and the Australians.
What a over this though.
Yeah, that's that man Maxwell again. That man Maxwell. So 6 runs needed from 2 deliveries. 15 runs from the over thus far. It's going to be Maxwell to face Pradesh Krishna. The Indians looking a bit dejected right here. So you have a deep cover, deep backward point, a long off. The spectators looking there. Krishna bowled a full toss. And there was Maxwell hitting that one over the long on area into the boundary for 4. It's a magnificent 100. A magnificent 100 by Glenn Maxwell. So Australia now needing 2 runs from 1 delivery. Really, really well played by Glenn Maxwell. Magnificent 100 by him.
Yes, this was a good 100 by Maxwell. He played it well. And they're checking for a no ball. It's very likely that this is a no ball. It's touch and go. Well, I don't think they're going to call it a no ball, because by the time the ball reached him, it would have been below his waist.
Right.
So it's really touch and go. I wouldn't want to be the 3rd umpire on this occasion. But what are innings from Maxwell, though? Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant innings from Maxwell. So 2 win from 1 delivery. As Australia now closing in on victory there. 221 for 5, just needing 2 runs to win from 1 delivery.
Oh, yes. So it's going to be Maxwell to try to win this for Australia. Yeah, really, really top innings by Glenn Maxwell. We know that he's this type of player. Once he gets himself in, and once he bats to the end, Australia will always have a very, very good shot of winning the game.
Yes. So I am not saying that matches will be played at the Queen's Park Oval. I'm not here saying that, but I'm saying that I'm not going to say that until I get it from a source. And I respect Breaker Benjamin a lot. I respect Andrea a lot. But until I get it from a source where that's the official source, I am not going to say it. I'll wait.
Oh, the spectators are looking quite dejected. They know that it's pretty much it's gonna take a miracle for India to win this right now. Just 2 runs needed from the last delivery.
And as Breaker Benjamin said, Maxwell T20 price must be beyond payable. Can you guess?
Yeah. Krishna bowl to Maxwell. Maxwell is hitting that one over the long on, over the boundaries, over the field. The bowler's head for 4. Great victory there by the Australian team. Brilliant innings by Glenn Maxwell. And there was Maxwell on the front foot, just hitting that one right back over the bowler's head into the boundary for 4. Magnificent victory by the Australians.
All talk of a whitewash once again is over, as Australia came back into the series with a brilliant, most terrific 100 by Glenn Maxwell. That man again, Glenn Maxwell. As one person said, Breaker Benjamin, a legend of this community, had said that Maxwell price this time is unpayable. He has done it in the ODI World Cup, and he has done it again in this T20 match against India. What a player is Maxwell. But once again, most of those deliveries, only of all the deliveries that were bowled outside the off stump to him, it was only one of them that he connected with and hit for 6. What that tells you about the line that you should bowl to Glenn Maxwell. Not taking anything away from him. It was a masterful innings. But the Indians, once again, as the Afghanistan did then, bowled too close to Glenn Maxwell. Andre, your final word.
Yes, I mean, it's a very, very exciting match. A match which came to the very, very last delivery. You know, I thought that, once Glenn Maxwell batted right through to the end, that Australia will always stand a chance to win. And Glenn Maxwell, with the good, he got really good help from Matthew Wade at the end. Also got good help from Stoinis in the middle. A very good victory on the part of the Australians. But I mean, Indians have nothing to be ashamed of.
And Christian must feel terrible when he could have effected that run out, that stumping of Matthew Wade. And as we saw so often from Ishan Kishan, he continues to collect the ball before it passes the stump. And it cost his team, India, dearly today. When is he going to learn? When are these players going to learn that at this level, you have to play by the rules? Thank you, Breaker Benjamin, for that information. I appreciate it. I wish I could be there. I hope you are watching some of it. I guess those matches are on YouTube too. But I really need to sleep at this moment because I've been watching cricket from 10:30 last night because Bangladesh and New Zealand is playing a test match. And in that test match, Bangladesh batting first are 310 for 9 at the end of play on day 1. And then the South Africa-West Indies match, and then this match. So I'm going to have a sleep now and see you tomorrow. Remember, I told you, I'll be talking about Shamar Joseph and Kevlin Anderson. What is the real reason behind the Kevlin Anderson situation? I'm going to try and do some research later and come up with an answer. Because a Guyanese do not need a visa to go to the UK. They do not need a visa to go to South Africa once they are spending less than 30 days in the country. So I'm going to try and unpack it all. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Andre, for taking time out of your busy day to be here. Really good commentary. I appreciate it. And have a great day, everyone. See you tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones.